All right. Wanted to do a little bit of something. Let me move this so it's not as bright. Wanted to talk about a couple of things. How's everybody's market day going? Let me go to the live here. All right, so we got 8 viewers. Hey, Mr. Dodo or Doodoo. How you doing? Good. Everything's good. That's great. Great to hear. You know, 49 viewers, 49 people watching. What's up? What's up? What's going on, Ryan? What's going on, Studio Viper? I have a question while it's quiet. What's the question? A little $52. Glad I pulled out at 380. That's great that you pulled out 380. That's awesome. Hello, everybody. Hey, man. So AMC train is over. Any moves on that? Yeah, I want to talk about that. Hello. What a week. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about movement, no, not what a week. It didn't really do anything. Yeah, number one on likes. Awesome. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Doing great, man. You're in my daily routine now. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Thank you, Quincy, for that. Did you look at CCIV? I did not. Hello, everybody. Keep your heads up. Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation for a lot of people holding. Do you think GME is at its floor or true value? This is tough to say. I would say it's probably closer to. Right now, I think it's closer to probably the true value, to tell you the truth. But like I said, I've always seen some pops in the future, but I just don't know how big those pops are. And I recorded a video talking about this and, you know, frustrations, everything that I feel, and I hope that me being as transparent as possible is not coming off as negative. Do you ever work? Yes, I do work. I work all the time. This is part of my job, actually. I like doing this stuff. It's fun and it's a job. Joke, still holding. Well, that's good. Oh, AMC is a joke. It gets cut off. This AMC is no joke. Hey, Matt, I don't always agree with what you say, but I love your streams. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I like when people have some sort of disagreement with me. I like that, you know, because I'm a person that always plays devil's advocate in every situation. Even if I feel like, you know, I brought up the topic and then they agree on it, I'll end up playing devil's advocate. It's just how I roll. I like seeing what could happen, what could go wrong, all that type of stuff. So yeah, not much, just waiting here. You're thinking about AMC. What do you think about AMC? I have a bunch to talk about here, but I don't want to influence anybody's decisions. Obviously, all the decisions are your decisions. You do what's best for you. I'm still holding AMC. I'm still holding GME. So let's get that, you know, put out there first. You're definitely putting in a lot of work. It's appreciated, man. Yeah, I mean, I try to. I feel like I wasn't putting in enough work before. I would put out like 1 video a day, maybe. But now I try and put out like a lot and just continue to, you know, grow. And a lot of hard work ends up paying off in the end, and you can continue to do all this stuff. And then eventually you get into a routine and it gets easier. In your last video that you don't invest in crypto because it's too volatile. So why did you invest so much in GME and AMC, assuming that they became meme stocks? Well, yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Well, the point is that AMC and GME were not volatile at that time. If you look at like how volatile they actually were, GME, it moved a lot, right? It moved a ton of dollars, but it was in one direction. It wasn't something to where it was like up and down or anything like that. It was all in one direction. The main channel that it focused on was always up or down. You know what I mean? Like this ends up going like how it is with crypto. It will go like up down during the day, depending on what actually happens. So same thing with penny stocks. That's the reason why I don't like something that's too volatile. I didn't say I don't like things that are volatile. I don't like things that are too volatile. Like penny stocks and crypto are both too volatile. Things that move, I like volatility a little bit because of the fact that without volatility, I wouldn't be able to day trade and do a bounce back method. So I need volatility. That's why I say that if anything is too volatile, then I can't control it, and I feel like I have to watch it 24/7. So that's not what I want. I don't want to have to do that. I want to get in and out and not hold something that's that volatile. So it's a difference between holding something that's volatile and, you know, buying something on the uptick or the downtick and, you know, end up making a lot of money off of it in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You're getting out of that position. You're not holding it for a long time and letting the chart express its volatility. With AMC and GME, I was hoping to get in for GME by itself. I was actually, I played it the right way. My order didn't get filled at first. And then the next time around, I ended up making a mistake in not putting a stop limit, basically like a trailing stop on my share or my shares there. So basically, I put my sell order in at 96 and it ended up getting to 95. So I didn't put anything in to make sure that it fills. I waited for it to go back up because I felt like it was still volatile, it was still going to, you know, really push up. So yeah, hopefully that's not a long-winded answer, but that's basically the reason. Grabbed $100 from UCH. That's amazing. At 11 o'clock, that's amazing. No rush, $1,000. Jesus, 1,000. Can we talk about the other stocks other than AMC or GME, like CCIV? Yeah, I mean, I definitely like to talk about every stock possible. It's just the main things that I'm invested in. That's the things that I really like to talk about. But I will obviously go through different analysis with a lot of people. It was up 26%. That's not obviously the biggest move we've seen, but it has jumped up a lot at the end of the day. So towards the end of the day, it went from $36 up to that $42 mark and closed at $39. That's amazing to see that large push. The problem is that when you do see things like that are overbought at those times, right here said it was being overbought, but as it continues to push up, you see this large increase, it's going to sell off once people continue to push this. Was this pushed by anybody to buy, like Wall Street Bets or something, or was it just a random that it skyrocketed, that a bunch of people got interested in it? We have 240 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. I bought at $17 though. You bought what at $17? AMC? Second question. What's the software you're using? That's funny. That's funny. Those are like the most common questions. The software I'm using is definitely the most common question, but you already know. So I learned a lot from my channel. I appreciate that. I learn a lot every day. So whatever I learn, I try and, you know, put into my videos sometimes, and, you know, hopefully I can speak on it the best, you know, best of my ability and teach other people. So I'm not going to say that I know everything. I'm obviously learning as much as possible every single day that I watch another video, that I read another book. I'm learning more and more every day. So don't ever stop learning. Lucid Motors ruin. Can you talk about SRT? Can you talk about stocks with dividends? A lot of stocks with dividends that I like to get into are the monthly paying dividends, like Realty Income, like SPHD, like LTC Properties. Like I like those monthly paying dividends because they just feel a lot better. Just getting that in your account every single month. I know what I would typically do. Right now, I'm not on Black. Sorry, I'm distracted here. But yeah, what I would typically do is hold a lot of dividend paying stocks. With Fidelity, I ended up getting out of some of those. Well, actually, sorry, I had a lot of dividend paying positions in Robinhood. And then a lot of what happened with Robinhood, gotta unsubscribe if you keep talking about GME and AMC. There's a lot to talk about here, man. And I don't actually, HW, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but still. I had a lot of positions with Robinhood when it came to dividend paying positions. And the reason why I'm not in those dividend paying positions is because I got out of Robinhood because of their lack of customer service and people getting their money stolen and all of the things that people hear with Robinhood. And obviously, I'm glad I did because this whole situation would have been something that I wasn't affected by. So yeah, I think it's very tricky to, invest in all of these dividend paying stocks. I would love to get back into it. And I will get back into it. But yeah, I still don't know exactly where I would go. And a lot of places that I actually got paid dividends from ended up cutting their dividends. And I'd like that. I like the fact that they had those dividends now. And I like the growth of those stocks. But yeah, I'll get back into it. It'll take some time. Doing options expire and affect the market. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure with options. Do options expiring affect the market? It should affect it in some way. But like I said, I'm not 100% familiar with options trading. It should affect the market. Yes, it should affect the market because basically you have to do something with that option. And yes, so I think it will affect the market in my opinion. But like I said, I don't know a lot about options. What do you think about CIV? Are we looking at this? Oh, well, I just talked about this. It had a large increase towards the end of the day, and just watch out for a dive here. And it's starting to happen. Just watch out for a little bit of a dive where you have a lot of sell orders come in. You look like you have a lot of buy orders come in as well, so it may come back. But just watch out for that large decrease because I don't know if this was pumped by anybody, but it looks like it was because the way that it is selling off a little bit, it's starting to come back to the 200 moving average or 200 EMA. So just be very careful to getting in at these points. If you did get in at this point, it's going to be very tough to see it continue on the, going up. You do have a lot of buy orders coming in here. You have 16,000. Is that what that is? 16,000 buy orders versus like 41. You have a lot of buy orders coming in. I bought CCIV at $17 for 30 shares. Oh, so you have some good growth from it. Where did you buy it at $17? A while ago then. It must have been a while ago. Go with a month. So yeah, you must have bought it somewhere around a month ago at $17 or all the way back there. Maybe it went up in price. Up? No, you didn't. So yeah, you must have bought it like a month ago. It did increase. And it looks like it continued to increase. It's definitely moving up. Looking at a 10,000 foot view, it actually looks like that's the trend, that it gaps up. But just be aware of these drops because you could see this, it does have this drop, and that's the trend throughout. So wait for that drop if you're looking to get in. It's very tricky to say whether GME and AMC are going to squeeze. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen because it's looking less and less likely by the day. We just don't have the volume to push it above. Whether they are, still shorting shares or not, we're still holding a lot. it's still, we don't have the volume to push it forward. What platform am I using? This is Webull, the Webull platform. The link is in the description. All you have to do is hit the link down below and sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get free stocks as well. So go ahead and hit that link if you're interested in it. And then to download the software, you go to the downloads tab, and there's the software. You can't miss it. But yeah, I think AMC has a tough, it's going to be tough to say whether it can, fully squeeze or not. I think you will still have either slow growth, or you'll have a couple of days where it does pop. But for AMC, it looks like, and I made a video on it just recently talking about this, and I just wanted to go through a lot of that detail. But I won't go through all of it now because I don't want to mess up the video. But if it does come off as negative, sorry, I don't mean for it to come off as negative. Do I still feel good about AMC? I'm going over it now. I feel okay about AMC, and that's the best that I can say. But it has a lot of movement. It's just not a lot of big movement. So it's basically going from like that $5.26 mark all the way up to the $6 mark, and that's not big movement. We hope that it will pull together. It really can't. It's having trouble getting past the $6 mark. A lot of people are selling off at $6, which makes no sense to me, that they're buying at $5 or $5.50 and selling off at $6. Some people are cutting their losses, but you have a lot of people that are holding it. And if a bunch of people are holding it, then it still makes some sort of a squeeze possible, but we still need the volume. You can see the volume from a number of days. If we go and look at the day chart, you could see the volume from a number of days where we had basically 1.2 billion shares, a half a billion, a little over half a billion. We're showing all of these shares, all of this volume, and it starts to decrease, and you get towards here and it's like 100 and 150, 55, 45. Like, you're not seeing the same amount of volume that you usually see, and that's what we need in order to squeeze it. So without seeing that volume, you're really hoping for a couple of little pops here, and we get those up to $6, but it just fights it. People sell at that $6 mark or a little bit close to it, and then you see it start to decrease. The thing that I love about it is the fact that you do see a lot of volatility here. The problem is like you start to see this downward trend here, and it just didn't look good. So yeah, I'm still hopeful for AMC that it will make a large push, but over the long term, not over a quick turnaround. We have 448 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. You're holding AMC forever. I don't think that's wise. You can hold it for a long time, and end up gaining a profit. The whole point of holding stocks is, gaining a profit out of it. So if it's a stock that's not paying you a dividend, you want to gain profit as quick as possible in order to move on to the next one. RIOT was up 14% today. It did look really good towards all the way until basically that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock mark. And you could see that it had a high number of volume, but the problem is that you have a lot of sell orders that came through after it did hit those highs there. So that was an issue. It did fight back. It wasn't something that completely came back to where it started, which is a good deal because it really fought and stayed basically level here. And now we just need to see what happens in the after hours. If we start to look at a little bit more detail, so 5 days, you can see the growth over those 5 days. Let me add the EMA line. You can see the growth over the 5 days, and that doesn't look bad at all. It looks like really consistent growth here. You can see it over a number of days to where it does grow, some to where it basically stays flat throughout the open to close and into the after hours. So it does look consistent. It continuously goes up. Even over a month, you could still see it as well. So it does look like a consistent grower. Just be wary of this. You look at how far it's growing up, and you want to make sure that you catch whatever little dip it does have, you make sure you catch that dip and look out for the order so that you can take advantage of that. I got Tilray at 17 a share, and Tilray's still, it's still up. It's still at 29. It's just, like I said, in my video that I created, it's falling in line with this level here. This was abnormal, and it's coming back to where the normal level is and where all the people are willing to buy at, and it's going to slowly grow with the possibility of having those large jumps for Tilray. So this might possibly be close to the bottom, so you might still see either a pop here or long consistent growth, but this would have been great if you could have sold and then got back in, because obviously at 77 you would have made quite a bit of money from there. Actually, I said I would show my Shiba Inu. I don't know if you can. Emmy, come here. So here's my Shiba. Her name is Emmy. She's a cutie. AMC short squeeze. Can you see her? I don't know if you can see her. I don't see her on camera yet. There we go. Yeah, you can see her. Will Tilray still be a hold? Yeah, I think this will be more of a long-term hold than it was. I seen that volume, and I could definitely say that I can definitely say that that was going to come back. So, yeah. Everyone's saying hi to you, Emmy. All right, let me put her down. Nope, now I got hair all over me. Perfect. Thank you, thank you. Doge dog. I have Fidelity. Which platform do you like better, Fidelity or Webull? I can tell you that Fidelity has a lot more educational tools, and I like their scanners that they have, and I also like all the different options that you can get with that, with the Roth IRA, the 529 accounts, like all of the extra stuff, and seeing all that listed there and like the full view that they give you is definitely a good deal. When it comes to trading though, I can tell you that this platform just feels and looks a lot better and smoother than using Active Trader Pro. And even though I love Active Trader Pro, I can tell you that this one is probably, I don't know, at least 5 times better than that. So in my opinion, Webull is the better platform for trading, but I can probably say that Fidelity definitely has its strengths with its customer service and the full view that it does have. So in my opinion, that's an amazing platform. Let's see. That's not hair, it's coins. What do you think about what are some of the indicators you look for when finding stocks day to day or to day trade? The main indicator that I look for is the volatility between high and low. So that's what I'm looking for. If it's too much, then obviously I don't want to look at it. But what I mainly look for is something that's that moves a lot, let's say in one day, but in 5 days maybe it's down a lot, and then in like 52 weeks it's like up a lot or whatever. I'm looking for consistent, I'm looking for movement. So consistent movement, really, up or down, it doesn't really matter where it goes. I just want to see a lot of movement. So then basically what I'll do is I'll go to Yahoo Finance, and if I could find another platform that will give me that, I go to Yahoo Finance and get the highs to lows, and then I'll look at all that information, see what that looks like. If it's a large enough gap to where it's like the average is like $10, then I'll look into that position, and that's where I'll trade that multiple days. I won't just look at it for one day. I'll trade it multiple days. And then what I'll do is I'll look at the chart to see if it's actually like predictable movement. And once I can find that, then that's where I'll know exactly what I can trade. Like in the past, I would trade Boeing stock for a number of days, up and down, left and right. It was so amazing to see the gap between it and how much it actually moved. And only trying to gain $1 or $2 while buying 100 shares was absolutely phenomenal. It worked, and I can gain $200 or $100 a day. Now, this, you have to be very disciplined. With day trading, you have to be very disciplined. If you get to your loss target, you sell out. You have to sell, and then you can go on about your day. You can continue to trade if you want, but you have to basically sell and be disciplined there, and then you can move into any profitable position. Because if you lose 4 days and still hit your profit target the 5th day, then technically you're making money out of the deal. So for me, I always like a 5-to-1. Soon I'll probably lower it to 3-to-1 because it is quite often that I do win, so it's never really a 5-to-1 for me. But a 3-to-1 definitely seems more accurate. Have you ever heard of free trade? Yes, I have used free trade. Sorry, I thought it was first trade. First trade, yes, I have heard of. Free trade, no. Do you hold any pharmaceutical stocks? I don't at the moment. Mainly the things that I hold, which I kind of want to get out of because I don't want to continue to see this slow growth as it is. I'm very impatient. It's just AMC and GME, and then I'm holding a lot of the stocks that Webull gives me. And then my long-term account, which is my Roth IRA and my brother's accounts as well, 529 accounts, 401k. Ugh. Yes. My thoughts on AMC is definitely that we have to continue to monitor this situation. It's very tough to look at this and say that it's positivity here. The only positivity we've seen was on this day where we got to 659, which I thought it was going to continue up, but then it just went right back down. So with here, you really don't see the buy volume that we normally would see on a typical day. The interest just went away. And with this variable that's changing, it makes me think that we're not going to see a huge squeeze. And it's getting to more of the territory of we might see it jump up, but it's not going to really push up. And that's where the territory is actually headed right now. I can see it, with the 200 EMA so far above the 15 moving average. It's going to take quite a bit of a move in order to get back there. So that's a little tough to take in. But it starts to depress people, but then you start to get good information. You start to see a lot of positive movement, a lot of volatility, and it makes you feel a little bit better. So either way, AMC either is going to be something that pops very quick, or it's going to be something that's going to be a long-term hold. And in this case, it's looking more long-term than anything. About some GME at 50 to bounce to the upside. Yeah, you might get a pretty good bounce off of 50, and I would say you can find a way to sell at like 70 or so. That seems to be the trend, is to get up to the $60 mark, maybe 70, and end up selling off. You really don't see a lot of people holding above that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking to do that. I want that to go to at least, if it goes to 66, then I know that I'll get out of it because I feel like it's going to go back down with the amount of pullback that a lot of people end up doing because of the sells that come through. So yeah, I think that's definitely an option if it does get up to that point. I was thinking about that today, I believe it was going up to like 55, I think at high. Yeah, as it was going up to 55, I was like, if it gets up to like 60, 66, then that's only a loss of $1,000. I'm fine with that, and we can go from there. Why did CR? Yep. There, BP. Why did CRBP fall today? I don't know a lot about this company, but it doesn't look like it fell that much. It's 10% overall from close to close. So what did it fall? Let's look at 5 days. So it fell quite a bit over the last couple of days. It looks like it did have a pretty large increase here, but maybe I would say that people bought in. It doesn't look like you had a huge increase out of nowhere. So it's over the last couple of days you got a huge increase, and then when you get to basically the highest point that you could possibly get to, people are like, all right, I'm comfortable with this, and then it creates kind of a mass sell-off here. You see these wide range candle bars, continuing with wide range candle bars, and when people see that, they start to really sell off. Now it did fight back a little bit, but then even though it fought back, you could still see it pull away. So it's just the fact that people put in these sell orders. I mean, it's not anything that is brand new to trading, but you can see that it did have slower increase here. Yeah, it did have a slower increase over these last couple of days, over a month, 2 months, and it looks like it shouldn't have really pulled back that far. Now, with all of the positivity that I'm seeing here, all of the buy orders, it does look like you may see it come back up and might pull back up, but people were probably just satisfied with their profits, where they bought in and they sold off. So you're going to see pullbacks just like you've seen. It's just it's not something that happened in the history of this position. It doesn't look like they had a ton of huge pullbacks in the history of this position, but obviously with a large growth, you're going to see some sort of a pullback here. So over the last couple of days, you did see it jump up from $2.80 up to $4.43, which is basically 100%, right? Almost 100%. But you can see that that's probably the reason why it came back to about that level, and it may continue to fight somewhere around that level here. Let's see, maybe somewhere around this level it might fight a lot more. But either way, I think it's going to continue to push up. You can see how many buy orders that are coming in. Look at this. You feel great about this. So it's 44 cents. Oh, if you round up, it's 45 cents. Look at this. Let's scroll out. Yeah, you can see the when you look out to probably like the 10,000 foot view here, you can see the positivity here. Definitely the way that it increases. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it is a penny stock, but you can see the positivity here. It's not something that comes back really like sharply. That's what I don't like to see in stocks like these. If it comes back really sharp, then it indicates that it's going to continue to pull back whenever you have those large increases. So this large increase may dictate that there's going to be another pullback, but it's not going to be a hard pullback, right? You see it selling as it starts to go up. You see the wide range candle bars as it starts to increase. So you could still see that level of support that it's creating, that level, ascending level of support that looks really good. And if you do see a pullback, historically it's only going to pull back, let's say, from 40 cents down to 32 cents. It's going to pull back maybe 8 cents, continue to drive up because it's an upward force. So it's interesting. It doesn't hurt to put money in here because it's only 44 cents and see it grow. Who knows exactly how this is going to move, but it looks like, as I start to look at this, right, it looks like that's kind of like the tail end, and it's hitting that new high that I don't like to see. I always like to get in a little bit lower where it's not rapidly increasing, but if you can find a way for it to come back and get into it, it doesn't hurt to put more money or put some money into it. I wonder where those children are today. I don't hear them upstairs yet. Thank you for the super chat, James. I appreciate that. Thoughts on if wallstreetbets gets into my long-term stock, I will send. Oh. If wallstreetbets gets into my long-term stock, I will sell soon as possible. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm in with 5K shares. 5K shares at 73 cents. What do you think about? See, I don't really get into these penny stocks, which I said it would be interesting to get into. You see the growth that you do have. You have a lot of sell orders that are coming in at that $1.25 mark, right? So they're looking to really pull that back. Do I see it as long-term growth? Yeah, it can get up there, but it looks like it pulled back multiple times here. So this might be somewhere to where it resists. Seeing that mark, you have a huge wall of 107,000 orders. You really don't have many buy orders coming in right now, more or less sell orders than anything. You do have the price that's continuing to push it up, but like I said, that wall is going to force it to come back a little bit. So ultimately, you said you bought in at 73 cents. Is that what you said? It doesn't look like a bad gain here. If you bought 5K shares at 73 cents, you could possibly double your money soon as long as it gets past that wall. And that's really the variable. That's really the uncertainty here is it going to get past that wall? It looks like it doesn't have any quick pullbacks here. And obviously, I love to see that. Besides this one's kind of a quick pullback, but it does, it's not too far off. What is it, 78 cents down to 63 cents. So maybe that is a little bit of a pullback, but it's not really a huge pullback that you would see with typical large increases like this. The large increase, it did gap up all the way and then pull back a little bit. But yeah, mainly it's holding strong somewhere in between that $1 mark and 125. So I can definitely see it continuing to go up, continuing to move. And if you invested at 73 cents, I mean, you have a pretty decent profit right now. Let's see. If you guys could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Make sure I have my mic on. I'm so tired. I need to take like a nap or something. Thoughts on TEL. So $3.70. See, I love these these stocks that have really pulled away from this 200 moving average. Like right away before you get into it, you can see that it has an upward trend. Because if it does have that upward trend, then it's going to be, separated from here. So you can continue to see it separated. That means that, you've had that upward trajectory the whole entire time. While this line is moving up, you can see exactly what's happening before you even get into anything. That's why I love the 200 EMA, especially compared to the 15 moving average. So as I look into this, it has a lot of positivity, grew not fast, I guess, because it's over basically a month that you had all of that growth. Now you did see some sharp pullbacks. So as it starts to get up closer to that $4.38 mark, you're going to see that it's going to end up pulling back. It may even pull back somewhere around the $4.27, $4.30 mark. You only see this large order here of $4.20, and this is obviously in the after hours market. If it was open, then it would probably be more. But you have a lot of buy orders that are coming in at $3.47. So they're looking for it to pull back to $3.47, somewhere around between this area. They're looking for it to pull back, which could be a possibility. But then those open orders could mean nothing as well. So yeah, I mean, it definitely has a lot of positivity to it. Did you invest into this at any point? I feel like if you are looking to invest right now, this is kind of at, kind of dangerous territory, right? Because you did have, if you're looking at it at a 10,000 foot view without comparing any days and not seeing any lines in between, you can see that it does have that sharp increase with a sharp decrease and a sharp increase there with slightly, less sharp decrease, but then it increases again. You're creating that W, which technically indicates that it's going to skyrocket. It's going to continue to push up, which it did push up a little bit, but will it get past any walls that it has in place? So this may be dangerous territory unless you can find it pull back a little bit. I always like it to pull back to invest at the lows and not invest at the highs. So that's my opinion there. Uh, AMC is 90% are retail holders. How can it be dead? See, this is the problem is, yeah, we have 90% of retail holders, right? But the problem is that the volume cannot drive it unless they have a number of shorted shares, and they have to buy it back, which will drive the price up, and then people continue to buy it and it drives the price up more. But if we're holding majority of the shares and we don't have the volume of people that are interested, then that's where it ends up being very difficult. So I just want to see that volume increase next week, and if it does, then we're going to see a lot of push up. That's why I'm saying that the variables are what makes sense. If the variable, dog barking, with the variable of he barely barks, but with the variable of the volume increasing, I think that will indicate whether the price will skyrocket or whether it won't do anything. So that's my opinion. I'm gonna do 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to get off the stream here. I want to do a quick stream to talk about what happened with AMC and GME. Some people may have missed it, but I wanted to talk about that. Now, I did have a bunch of free stocks that I already opened. I'm pretty much, someone made the joke that I'm a majority shareholder in ADT, and it seems that way because I got so many shares of ADT. It's ridiculous. But yeah, eventually I'm going to end up selling those and then putting those into areas that I feel as though will either be long-term or short-term. Maybe do like 3 ins and outs a week on here, since I don't have 25,000 on here before, so that I can gain something out of it. Now, I'm not going to be able to gain as much as I normally do because I'm not going to be able to invest in the same volume that I can, but I am going to gain something. So Wall Street Bets got invaded. 80% of posts are from new people who don't know anything. Easy to read, and old member as come on. Knew you're gonna fall for BS ones that are CNBC tricks. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I mean, with 8.7 million people, that's crazy. 8.7 million people. That's on a Wall Street bets forum. Their Reddit forum is just absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy, and you never know what could actually take place, but you do see a lot of people pushing these cannabis stocks and then end up selling off on those cannabis stocks, which didn't really do the best they could do over the last couple of days. I mean, yesterday they just got destroyed, and today they didn't do much better. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a better day tomorrow. I hope we're gonna have a better day tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. We're gonna have a better day on Tuesday. Monday the markets are closed, so I think it'll be a good day. But I'm not sure if I'll stream on Monday or tomorrow because actually I might stream tomorrow, just talking about random things. But I don't believe I'll stream on Sunday. So I think that's it. Make sure you hit that like button if you could. Hit that subscribe button. And I think, how much more do you think? Already down 1.2K. On AMC, I don't know what you're getting at here. Just to give a quick analysis on ASRT, is that what that is? ASRT. It has very quick growth over the last couple of days. Just watch for a fall, which you are seeing a little bit of a decrease, and it looks like it's a slow decrease. So definitely wait until it hits its bottom. You have a lot of sell orders coming in. You do have a lot of buy orders as well. People are interested in that, but just really watch out, pick your spot, make sure you find the best way to get in. If you bought in at $95 at 6,000 shares, I definitely would have sold somewhere up here and then probably got in at a lower point, just because I always look for the quicker profit than the longer term profit anyways. But if you want to hold, you can definitely hold. It seems like it is increasing throughout time. But that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, you can see that upward trajectory. but it may come back to where it's going like this rather than like this, you know. So that's my video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around in this stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're interested in my channel. Right now I talk about AMC a lot and GME, but I will talk about other things as time goes on. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here again. So yeah, see you in the next stream or next video.